Hey guys.
Alright folks, we're here today to check out a brand new video from Coffin Feeder. The name of the song is Porkchop Express. I feel like there's a lot to unpack from the title of the song and from the feature on this track. So let me start off with the title of the song, Porkchop Express. Here in Canada, Portuguese people are referred to as pork chops, and we have a fast food place for Asian food called Panda Express.
We don't have that here. That's in America, but...
Yeah, but we're the 51st state, so I feel like, pretty soon we're going to get it. It's a matter of time. It's a matter of time. We're going to have Panda Express. Anyway, so this is a little bit of a combination of the two.
Yeah, this is like, instead of selling like orange chicken, there's still going to be rice, but you have like the little potatoes and chicken still.
I just think that the pork chop word... is kind of like our N-word.
It's not. I can cut you off right now. I knew exactly where you were going.
I think it is.
Dude, I'd seen no rappers in Portugal using that word.
Because they don't know. It's a specific Canadian thing.
Even though ones here don't. Dude, they still use the other word, right? That one's more universal. I feel like that is the universal, like, especially when it comes to hip-hop. I feel like that's the universal word. No one uses pork chop.
I know, but that word, funny enough, that word in Portuguese is the right word to use.
I know, but when they say it in the song, they say it the English way.
Oh, okay. That's not cool. Well, it's cool if they're saying to one another. It's not cool if, like, I show up and I say it. Or maybe those two guys in Paris, those two pork chops in Paris. There's two pork chops. I mean, there's more than two. But two score a goal last week.
Yeah.
During Champions League, PSG. All right, so anyways, and by the way, speaking of Paris, this song features Julien of Benighted. He's French. I don't know if he lives in Paris, but he's definitely in France, somewhere.
Somewhere in France.
Somewhere. Maybe Le Havre. Maybe that's where he's from.
Oh.
Or Toulouse.
Yeah.
Which is something French are known for.
What, losing?
Losing. I had to give that stab. Anyways.
Maybe historically. Yes.
Historically speaking.
But national team wise.
Yeah, but the national team has a lot of imports, so maybe that's why
so
they're
does
not
the
losing.
Portuguese.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess you could say that's something in common.
Exactly. Us Europeans, we went, colonized, and then they're like, "Fuck, you can't leave now. We're coming with you." So and now people get upset when they come with you. Like, I don't.
It's crazy to think. Also, all the years of that, and I feel like the Brazilian national team. Was still
that's
always...
the only ones that didn't come back with us.
Yeah, I feel like that's the one that we colonized, yet they're still better than us. And they didn't want to come join.
No, because they then had other mixtures from other ethnicities and stuff that gave them that ability. I also have a theory about Brazil, but I leave that for another video. Okay, so anyways, come to Brazil. So anyways, this band, by the way, for those of you that also don't know, features my good friend Sven from Aborted on vocals, all right? And they have their album coming out on Listenable Records. And go check it out, because they also have this pre-order link shit. They have really cool merch t-shirts and hoodies and all sorts of great shit. So, some old school death metal here. So, are you ready for this?
Yeah.
I mean, we've checked this band on the channel before. I know you're not a huge fan, but let's see how this goes. That's the N-word, my friend. That's the N-word. Limited budget. They couldn't fly Julien to Belgium for the filming of this
Couldn't
video.
he have drove?
I guess he could have, but maybe he was busy doing something with Benighted. I mean, what do I know?
Or like the streets were closed, because of riots or something like that.
Anyhow,
they do like doing that in France.
They do love their riots. So in Montreal, I think it's a French thing.
I think it's a French thing.
Yeah,
they love their riots.
I think it's the poutine in the morning. That shit really fucks you up.
They're busting out the 3 days grace hard.
I mean,
in France,
for them, anything is a reason to riot. Like I feel like they wake up on the wrong side of the bed, and it's like today is riot.
That's the one thing I enjoy. Like I don't watch Ligue 1 very often, but when I do, it's always because a team is getting relegated, and I want to see the fans destroy the arena. Like
that is true.
Saint Etienne did it. Lyon were very close.
At the end, that was a painful one.
Lyon were very close to do. I think they're probably going to do it.
Yeah, Lyon is not looking very good.
Bordeaux couldn't do it because.
Oh, you were not alive when Marseille went down because of match fixing and all sorts of stuff. Because they won the Champions League one year. They had Jean-Pierre Papin. I don't know if that rings a bell. They had Ravanelli. Like they had like the stack up team, right? And I believe they won the Champions League, but then it was found out that they were like match fixing and whatever, so they got relegated. Anyway, that was a long time ago. That was in the 90s. Good days, good times, I should say. Not for them.
Well, when clubs were held accountable.
Yeah, that doesn't happen anymore. So unless you're Juve, and even then, it is not.
Juve had the past 2 years they've lost points for.
I know, but they got relegated one time.
City don't do that shit. City never. They're only losing points because they're shit right now.
Yeah. So anyhow, I just want to mention that I'm going to put a link to the pre-order of the record, and you guys can go figure out all the merch and all that shit that comes with it. It's really cool. I'm also going to put in the description of this video the tour dates, because Aborted is coming to North America on a headlining tour. It's not been a while since they've been to North America, but it's been a while since they've been here on a headlining tour. And they're bringing a stack lineup with them. If you like this kind of shit, I definitely suggest you buy a ticket and you attend the show, so I'm going to put the dates in the description of the video. If you're this guy, I know you're not going to buy a ticket because this is definitely not your shit, so you're not going to go. Having said that, we did see Aborted last summer at Sari Helveti. They barely made it. Yeah. But by the skin of their teeth, they showed up and they put on a great performance. Now, I have to ask you, because I enjoy the song. There's only one little thing I'm not a fan of, but that's not just because of this song, is in general, and I'll mention that after. But I want to kind of get your take. I know you're going to say that this was absolute waste of time for you, but... Yeah.
There's nothing positive for me to say, so... And it's not like... It's not like
even the heavy breakdown?
It's not even like when we do a song that's bad, and it's bad.
This is not bad.
It's not bad. It's just not my cup of tea. Exactly. So I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, this shit's so... Oh, what the fuck is it? No, because I've heard enough of this. Like, I've heard a lot of music, and I've heard enough of this style of music to know that this is pretty, like when it comes to this style of music, there's nothing that seems wrong with it. It's not like the video we did from Harakiri from the Sky, where...
Oh, come on.
Hold on, I had to bring it up because I'm like... In that video, I hated on it, but I didn't hate on it because that genre is like that. I hated on it because I liked what I was hearing musically, but I wasn't liking the vocals.
The guys mentioned the fact that you were not a fan to me. I talked to the guys. But anyway.
I'm sorry, guys. No hate.
They're coming with Swallow the Sun. I'm going to be there. Obviously, you're not. But,
I may. If
it's a Friday.
Okay, well then no, because I can't work that day. But yeah.
But these guys are going to be in town on... well, not these guys. Aborted is going to be in town on a Tuesday. It's a stacked lineup. I'm gonna go see Sven and the guys, and obviously I like the other bands on the lineup as well, so I'm gonna be there. So there was no point on me taking you. I don't know who I'm gonna go with, but anyways, I'll be there.
Especially I have class.
I don't think I've ever missed an Aborted show in Toronto. Anyways, so.
But yeah, no, it's just not my cup of tea. So I have nothing good, like, and it's not like other. It's different though, because some songs like this that we do, I'm like, okay, I enjoyed this riff here, or I like this part here, or whatever. But it was like
the breakdowns. You didn't like the breakdown?
No, I'm just not a fan, dude. Not a fan.
See, my only beef, and it's not with the song, it's just with whenever this happens, it doesn't matter the name of the band, it doesn't matter who is featured. When you have a guy like Julien from Benighted, even though his delivery is different from Sven, but it's still in the same ballpark.
But I could tell when he was singing,
you could tell.
I could tell not because I knew how they both sound, but I feel like the way the other vocals were recorded, they're recorded in a different way. So when they came in, you can tell it's a different recording on the vocals.
There's a little bit of a drop.
There's a little bit of a drop.
Yeah,
yeah.
But what I'm saying,
so that's how I can tell.
And I'm not saying
if that didn't happen, I wouldn't.
And I'm not saying that the two of them sound the same, because obviously they don't.
But it's the same wheelhouse.
It's the same wheelhouse. I mean, they kind of fall in the same wheelhouse. And when we're talking about a feature, and this goes, like I said, it has nothing to do with Coffin Feeder. It has nothing to do with the two guys involved. It's just my own pet peeve in general. If I'm listening to a band that has a feature vocalist, specifically when we're talking about vocalist, not a guitar player or whatever, but a vocalist on the track, I want that feature, that vocalist, to bring something completely unique and different from what the main vocalist of the band is already going to give me. I'm not a fan of collaborations when they're in the same kind of ballpark. I'm just not a fan of that, because I don't think it adds that much.
It's a waste of a feature.
Yeah, it doesn't.
It doesn't add anything to the song.
It doesn't
that the one vocalist could have done himself.
Exactly. Unless there's something that vocalist is famous for, that can do that kind of sets him apart a little bit, and he comes in to do that specifically, right?
But then you wouldn't be like, oh, like.
But I just feel
it's a different situation.
It would be like if Floor released a single and she had Tarja as a guest vocalist on the single. Like, they're different singers.
They have different
but
voices.
They're kind of in the same
but they
ballpark.
do the same shit. Yeah. Like,
yeah. So
there's a different tone. They're so different. Don't get me wrong. Like a Floor song and a Tarja song, they're different. But they do the same stuff.
That's like, for example,
that's not. I was like clarifying. That's not you saying that they're.
No. And I'll give you a death metal example, right?
Okay.
If these guys were to bring John Tardy from Obituary on the track, okay, that is different. Even though he's in the same kind of wheelhouse, nobody sounds like John Tardy. Like, nobody. He has such a unique vocal delivery. Same thing so when you bring him into a track, you're going to immediately set itself apart, the two vocals, because nobody sounds like him. Like, for as much as I like Corpse Grinder, if you bring him into a track like this, it's the same. It doesn't have that separation. Okay, you could tell who's who, and you can tell who's doing what. I see that. I'm not saying that the two are blended together. But it just doesn't add enough flavor.
It just feels like we're featuring this person just for the name, because at the end of the day,
they're buddies.
Yeah, but because at the end of the day, like, what did that artist do that the main lead singer couldn't do? Like, that's the whole reason of having a feature, is for someone to come in and add to the song something that you guys can't do.
Something that's going to help separate
it from your normal shit.
Yeah. I'll give you many examples. Like, Lacuna Coil has a new album coming out, and on that album, there's two singers that are featured. One is Ash Costello, and the other one is Randy Blythe from Lamb of God. I prefer the song with Randy Blythe from Lamb of God, because there's a huge... One thing is to listen to Christina, and the other thing is listening to Randy Blythe. There's a huge, like, separation of what the two bring to the table.
Yeah.
So I like on a feature, regardless of the genre that we're talking about, regardless of styles or whatever, I always prefer when the feature is somebody who's completely outside the box. Like, for example, a Bjorn Strid on this track would be kind of cool. Do you know what I mean? Because he can do harsh vocals, but his harsh vocals sound different.
They're different, yeah.
You know what I mean? Even Michael Stein from Dark Tranquillity would be a different style. So, but for example, having Bjorn Strid doing harsh vocals and having Michael Stein doing harsh vocals in the same song, they're different, but once again,
yeah, I can tell the difference between both.
But it's still in the same wheelhouse.
Like, I would rather, like, if you're gonna have them on the same song, make one do the clean vocals.
Like that's one of the reasons why, for example, Amongst the Stars from Amorphous works so well, because it was Amorphous with Annette, and the difference between, not just because one is a man and the other one was a woman, it's just a different style, a different vocal approach. They work on different styles of music. So when
technically in that song, there's 3 styles of vocals being used.
That is true. So I'm that's just my personal pet peeve. It has nothing to do with the band. Has nothing to do with the guys involved. I know both dudes. Has nothing to do with that. I just prefer when there's a feature on a track, I really want that feature to stand out and add something unique and different that I'm not already getting from the main man, from the front man of the band. Do you know what I mean? That's just my personal take.
Yeah, makes sense, dude.
That's just my personal take. Now, there's some that are within the same wheelhouse, but they have unique characteristics that still helps separate them and set them apart. I'm just I just prefer it. It's just a personal thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's all. But overall, I like the song because I like this shit.
Yeah.
I like this shit. I think the song is fucking heavy. It's the song. I was expecting it to be a little bit more prototypical death metal, or like just brutal, like really brutal death metal. It went more into like a slam vibe with some deathcore elements. At least that's the feel that I got from the song. Specifically when you started introducing like those breakdowns. It's not just one big breakdown, but multiple breakdowns. But I really enjoyed the guitar sound. The drums were fucking tremendous. And Sven is a great vocalist and great frontman. So I'm really excited to check out the record when it comes out on Listenable Records. And once again, the merch looks sick. The hoodie is outstanding. The links will be in the description of the video.
Ooh.
Fuck, are you okay?
I'm good. I had like
Jesus
a tickle in the
Christ.
throat, you know?
Fuck. Suck a dick. Anyways,
like that would help.
Yeah, it's like Vicks for your throat.
Yeah, but it's dicks for your throat.
It is what it is. All right, guys, we'll see you all at the next one.
See ya.